Uh, we'll do that. All right. Are you ready?
What's this? Ass away, who the 5-star bitches? Ass away, who the 5-star bitches? Ass away, ass away, ass away, who the 5-star bitches?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Was that Hannah Montana?
Miley Cyrus is a queen. She's a bad
Yeah.
bitch. I really actually want to be besties with her. I feel like we'd have a really nice, fun friendship.
Let's do it.
Okay, I'll message Miley Cyrus after this. And I'll be like, can
Okay.
we be besties? And I swear, if she watches this episode, it'll be so funny. I'll be like, oh my
I don't
gosh,
think she will.
bestie. One can just,
But we can.
hope. And then we'll
Hope.
be besties with Miley Cyrus, and it'll just be a joke in like 10 years when we're like at a bar and like chilling and drinking wine and gossiping.
I'll probably be drinking like a root beer or Pepsi.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And then I'll just get drunk with Miley. It's fine. And then you'll have
But
to be
then,
the one to carry us out.
but then I'll be doing the hoedown throwdown at the bar. I'll be pop it, lock it, polka dot it, country vibe and hip hop it. Put your hawk in the sky from side to
At the
side.
side, jump
Jump
to
to
the
the left.
left, stick it,
Glide.
glide. Girl, listen.
Zigzag across the floor. Shuffle in diagonal. When the drum
Drum
hits,
hits, hands
hands
on
on your
your
hips.
hips. One
One
foot
foot it
in
180
180
twist.
twist. Zigzag, step aside. Wait, step and slide.
Lean it
I said
back,
step
clap 3
aside.
times. Shake it out, head
Head to
to
toe.
toe. Throw it all together, that's how we roll. Do
Do
the
the
hold
hoe
down.
down. Hoe down. Hoe down. Hoe down. Hoe down.
And we're
Hoe
already off the
down.
rails.
When aren't we?
Welcome back to Steel City Screams. I am Ashley Ray.
And I'm Brendan Damai.
And once again, we're off the rails.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay, before we get into our topic though, can we may have to do a separate episode on this man. But I have recently been sending you a lot of Pedro Pascal videos. That man knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. I feel like he does. He just got he won fuck, what award was it? He won an award at the SAG Awards, and it's on Netflix. They did it on Netflix. And I saw all these videos, and the first one I saw was his acceptance speech, and bro, he's like, I'm a little drunk. That was
Remember he has his
literally
arm in the cast? Does he still have
no,
his
no,
arm in the cast?
no, he doesn't. He looked so good at the SAG Awards because he also said in one interview, he goes, because somebody told him he looked great or whatever, and he goes, no, this is lazy, and I said, no, it was not lazy.
Okay, sir.
Fashion runway. Hottie 5000. Listen,
Okay.
I don't fangirl as much as I did when I was a teenager before like I really got in the industry. But let me tell you, if I ever meet this man, I won't fangirl, but I will be like, oh my gosh.
I'm trying to think of
Sir.
who I would like really fangirl over.
I
I mean, definitely.
fangirl when I talk about them, but like in person, I would be so chill and nice. And then when I got home later that night, I would probably be like,
I might like.
cancel
Do you
me,
remember
please.
that? Do you remember that photo of Madonna and Sarah Paulson's in the background? Like, do you remember that?
I'd have to see it again because it's not ringing a bell.
Okay. Well, I think that would be me if I ever saw or met Madonna.
Period. Period.
Actually, when I saw her in concert, because I was like super close and she was coming towards like us, and I was like, I was there for it.
Did you make eye contact with Madonna?
I like to think we did. I don't know if we did, but I think we did.
If
But I definitely made I so one of her dancers, they like at the end was like facing the crowd, and I waved to him and he waved back. It was so adorable, and then I went like that.
did you just meet the love of your life?
I think we're married.
I missed the wedding.
It was like it literally happened in that moment. Like when I waved, it was like kind of like a will you marry me? And he waved back and was like, yes. And then I was like, mwah, and then we were married. So it was very like
Oh,
fast. Yeah.
imagine getting married at a concert. That would be, I
Ooh.
mean, that obviously just could not happen. That would be too much. But you,
I would love, I mean, it would be super cool if like me and my future boyfriend, like if we were at a concert and he and like the band brought us on stage or something, and he was like,
I would
actually, will you marry
faint.
me?
I would faint. Like, I think
I
I
don't
would
know.
faint.
I don't know what band I would want. I mean, I guess it could be like if there was a band maybe he really liked because I don't know. My band, I don't know if any
Imagine
of the
being at a
bands I
heavy
like.
metal concert and you get pulled on stage.
That's the only way to do it.
Period. Period.
Period.
Okay. Honestly, I've always low key had a dream that I would get pulled on stage while Paramore's performing, and I would literally just fucking belt like Misery Business or Decode or Ignorance. Oh,
Ignorance is your new best friend.
and um, but literally, I've seen so many videos of people doing that, and I'm like, oh, if Haley Williams pulled me on stage and was literally like praising me, I'd be like, girl, your vocals,
Have you
I can't
ever
beat them.
have
I
you
can't.
ever been on stage and sang with a band?
No, but I wish. Have you?
Yes. I
Shut
wasn't,
up.
yeah. It wasn't like I was like pulled on stage necessarily. It was like a part of like a package I bought or something. But
Mm.
I did it with Tokyo Hotel and Flyleaf. So, what can I say?
Well, we're gonna be talking about Flyleaf and let me chew my food first.
What are you eating?
A munchkin from Dunkin' because I'm hungry.
Oh, hi Munchkin.
Oh, that's a cute nickname.
I had a cat that I used to call my Munchkin. It was like, hello, my mini Munchkin.
But yeah, to finish off the Pedro Pascal rant, I don't know. Deadass, that man, I feel like he knows what he's doing, but we're all here for it because listen, he just has it. Okay. He does. He has the it factor in a lot of ways. He's funny. He doesn't care. Well, at least he shows he doesn't care to me. Um, he's his
This is
acceptance speech really
currently,
got me. It was the ending where he was like, I'm gonna go have a panic attack and leave. And I'm like, me. If I
me.
had a couple drinks and I'm just vibing with my peers at an award show, and all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, Bryn Damai wins," and I'm like, I would walk on. I would.
I,
His speech would literally be me, dead ass, and I'm not just saying that. I would walk on stage and be like, I am too. I have a lot of anxiety right now. I drank a little bit, and there's so many people that I can thank. So thank you all. You know who you are. I'm gonna go have a panic attack backstage and leave. But so thank you very much, and God bless. That would literally be me, and that's not
yeah.
like that's not exactly what he said, but I'm like
The
this
way
man
you
more and more. I'm
feel,
like, hello.
The way you feel about Pedro Pascal is currently how I feel about Daniel Day Kim. He he plays Fire Lord Ozai in the Netflix Avatar: The Last Airbender series, and he is Daddy Ozai, Daddy Day Kim. He's just
We are off the rails all the time.
yeah.
I just had to talk about Pedro for a second though, because that man has a chokehold on the world right now. He has a beautiful personality and he's very talented. And
No, we sound like shit.
I can't function
We can't
anymore
function.
because I tried so hard at first because when he really started blowing up because of The Last of Us, and like not that he didn't have a career prior to The Last of Us, like he's done a lot of great shows and films and whatnot prior to getting The Last of Us. But girl, he just kept popping up on my For You page because you got thousands of people
Yeah, yeah.
posting interviews or making edits. And I'm like,
The edits, they're
I
my
get
favorite.
it. Wait, I really get it. But enough about the Pedro spiel. We'll talk about him later. So today we are going to discuss Nicki Minaj's new album, which has a lot of craziness surrounding it, pertaining to the Megan the Stallion diss track, which I personally have not listened to yet because people have been losing their minds over it. So we'll kind of have to try to dissect that a little bit from what we've both have read online. And then we are also going to talk about Lacey Sturm's new album. She is part of the band Flyleaf. Ashley, you actually know a lot more about the band Flyleaf and Lacey than I do. And yeah, so why don't you kick it off? Talk about Miss Lacey.
Yes, so she recently came out with a new album, and I'm probably gonna say it wrong. It's Kenatonic Metano Metanoia Metanoia. I don't know. I'm not sure how to say it exactly. But it's kind of like this is Lacey's second album, and it's I think it's been 6 years since her first solo album, Life Screams, which is another great one. But before I get into that, Lacey was in a band called Flyleaf, and she was in that from when she was super young. And they were not necessarily a Christian band, more like Christians in a band, and sang about a lot of it was about Lacey's story. She had like a lot of depression and suicidal ideations, and when she was 16, she planned to kill herself. And then she went to church with her grandma. Her grandma was like, just go to church, just go to church. And she was like, fine, I'll just go to church to get you to shut up. And she had this encounter with God that changed her life forever. And so that's kind of like what a lot of her songs are about in Flyleaf, All Around Me. That's her story of her encounter with God for the very first time. And I actually found, I feel like things in my life line up so awkwardly. The first time I heard Flyleaf was I was on YouTube watching Avatar: The Last Airbender videos that people would make like music videos out of,
I love that.
and they used the song All Around Me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love this song. I love her voice. And that was kind of how I got into Flyleaf. And I saw them for the first time on their Unite and Fight tour with they were touring with their Memento Mori album, which is probably my favorite Flyleaf album, I think. And I got to meet the band and I got to meet Lacey. And over the years, her and I have just developed a friendship. And I kind of look at her, I'm an only child, and it's kind of like, I don't think she'll mind me saying this, but I kind of look at her as like my spiritual big sister. She
Uh,
has like uh, she has been someone I could like always talk to about things. Um, I feel like almost kind of been a teacher for me, and not in a sense as like I don't know the right way to, but it's just like we would do like Bible studies together sometimes, different things like that. So, and I have a great relationship with the guys in Flyleaf too. Um, she ended up leaving the band 11 years ago, I think. And it was weird because when she left, I wasn't surprised. She had been married for a while. She had had her son, and it was kind of like when she announced it, I was like, yeah, this feels like it's a new chapter for Lacey and the guys. And Flyleaf did end up getting another new lead singer. Her name was Kristen May, and they toured. And I love Kristen. I love all the guys from Flyleaf. They're amazing. And then she left the band after a while, but Flyleaf just got back together with Lacey to do a few shows. So
hmm.
that's been really cool, and I'm hoping to make it to one this summer. They've been doing a lot of festivals, which I hate festivals.
Yeah, festivals
I
give
don't
me
even know what
anxiety.
it's just a lot. And there's so many festivals I want to go to,
Yeah.
but I don't
Well,
know, like,
so with festivals, I get so much anxiety because of some of the stories I've seen come out of music festivals. And like, I'm not saying that happen, like a lot of this stuff happens at every music festival. You can't always like live in fear. You can go to these fucking music festivals and people just don't look out for each other anymore. Like people are like extremely selfish in the most negative way anymore. Um, it's so hard to trust people too. And I hate that we live in that kind of world, but it's just the world we live in, I guess. But yeah, I mean, that's personally like my fear when it comes to music festivals. But granted, you can go to a rock concert like Rob Zombie or Slipknot, and people look out for each other. They really do.
yeah.
Like people get so aggressive in those mosh pits. I've watched it,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
they still very much look out for each other. And if somebody goes down, they're getting helped up. And if they need additional help, they're going to find it. So I think it's a very interesting thing, if you want to say, I feel like there's another word, but a very interesting thing where you can go to concerts like Slipknot and Rob Zombie and you see this like very much a community. And then you go to
Yeah.
these music festivals with like Travis Scott or whoever else, and the energy is not the same. And it's mind blowing to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how to like explain it, but it is mind blowing.
Yeah, I feel like there's certain bands I would go to festivals for, and I feel
Mm-hmm.
like Flyleaf is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well,
so
and
we'll see.
it's funny you brought up All Around Me because we loosely just talked about this before we started recording. That is literally the only song I know from Flyleaf. And I love that song and I love blasting it in my car and like screaming it. There's just something about that song. I what year did that song come out again? I'm gonna have to look that up because I've known about it for a really long time. And it wasn't until it wasn't like super recent that I started listening to it again. But I've definitely known about it since I was like a little wee baby. Okay, it came out in 2005, so I was 5 years old.
A wee bab.
I was 5 years old when that song came out. That is nuts. But there's just something about that song that I've always loved. And when it came across my social media again, I was like, oh my gosh, my childhood. Yes. I love that song.
Yeah. So yeah, Flyleaf, they will definitely go as one of my favorite bands, if not my favorite band. And watching Lacey then begin to do solo stuff has been really great. And this new album is it's so when this I was this is so hard to put into words, which is kind of what this album is in a sense about, is just like there's some things that can't be put into words.
Mm-hmm.
And this it's so funny because when this album first came out, I had texted Lacey and I was like, "Congratulations on the album release." And, she had said thank you, but I couldn't listen to it. It was like this weird where like my heart and my spirit wasn't in a place where I could listen to it. And I don't know why, because I was talking to some of my friends. We help run this Lacey Sturm like fan club. And they're like, the album's so great. And I was like, I just can't listen to it because every time I would start listening to it, I would just start crying. And because everything there's Lacey definitely has a way with writing where it's just so deep and emotional. And I was like, I feel like I'm just at a spot where I can't listen to it right now.
Yeah.
So, it took me like quite a while to actually be able to listen all the way through. And this song or this album has a lot to do with her conversion to becoming Orthodox, her and her family.
Mm-hmm.
Um, which is very interesting because I've talked about this with her before. I was baptized Orthodox, and then my family switched to Catholic once I got like a little older. So I don't remember too much of the Orthodox upbringing.
Gotcha.
Um, but it's still this thing where I try to like celebrate Orthodox holidays sometimes and kind of like this like remembrance of my baptism and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So in a weird way, this album has been like a remembrance of my baptism in a way, which and then I don't even know if any of that makes sense, but it's Lacey is very I think a lot of like because I don't want to say this is like a Christian album,
Mm-hmm.
but what I like about Lacey is like a lot of like Christian music. It's like hallelujah, like and all like happy and like and Lacey's isn't always like that. There's screaming, there's pain, it's like real relationships with God or, I think people can interpret it differently even if, you don't believe in God or
Yeah.
whatever you do believe in. But it's kind of almost like talking the struggles and real life situations where life isn't always like hands in the air, hallelujah, everything's great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I've always appreciated about her music. That's what I've always appreciated because it's very honest and vulnerable. And that's what I love. There's a song on here. It's called Not Your Fight. And I was actually with her and her husband Josh in their home studio the one day when she was writing it. I don't think they had it written completely. And I was just like listening to the words and I was like, wow, like sometimes there's things that I'm thinking or I want to say that I can't form the words to get out. And the songs just like almost do it for me.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, but I mean, I think I've been trying to figure out what like my favorite song on the album is,
Yeah.
and I think it's Awaken Love, um, which is I don't really like slow and emotional songs because I get really like emotional.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
but this one I love so much because it reminds me of my faith and my journey with God and So, I think that's why I love that one so much, but I love them all. They're all very deep and powerful, and that's kind of how all Lacey songs are. One day I'll say this one's my favorite, and then another time I'll be like, well, this one's my favorite. I think it just depends on how I'm feeling. So that was a long talk, but
Girl, you're good. Yeah, I haven't listened to her album fully yet. Um, I was listening to it really, really late one night, and I got through most of it. In every song, there you were very much right when you say she has a way with words, and her music is deeper. But I appreciate that kind of music that has meaning to it and can have this effect on you that makes you cry, that makes you think, that you can again relate to. And not that some of the other, certain songs, like there's plenty of great songs out there too that don't really have a meaning to it. They're singing about whatever. Um, but there is something about music that has this meaning behind it, and it feels more raw and authentic and truthful. And I love that when it comes to like acting too, when somebody can give this raw performance and not caring about what they look like. It's like they're in that moment, and it's, yeah, they're playing a character, but it's almost like you can see pieces of them in a performance. And so therefore I honestly couldn't tell you what song I like most yet. I want to listen to it my first run through and then keep listening to it a little more to see what I'm feeling. But there is very much something about her writing, her voice, and the way she presents herself and how open and honest she is about her past and her trauma that I very much am appreciative, I guess is the right word for. I try my best to stay as authentic and open as I can, but then there's times where I wonder, should I? And so when somebody can do that and pour it into their art and make something so amazing out of it, I give her a lot of props. And I think it's also really cool, the relationship that you have with her, because I know you don't talk about that very much either, because I don't know if you feel this way, but there's like certain connections I've made, and I get like weird saying, oh yeah, I'm friends with them. It's like, no, like they know me, I know them, we're cool, it's like acquaintances, we're not besties. But so yeah, I don't know, I get weird about that stuff, but I feel like you have this connection with her that I think is really amazing. And yeah, no, I just love everything that you said. So don't feel it,
yeah.
girl, you could keep rolling with it if you got more to say. But yeah, no, I really liked her new album. I again still have to finish listening to it. So once I really dive deeper into it, we'll definitely have to have a side chat about it. Um,
Yeah.
but overall, I've been very much enjoying her album so far, and I can't wait to keep listening to it. But all around me,
Yeah.
man, all around me. And you know what? To be honest, I did not realize that Flyleaf was, I don't want to say heavy, but more of, on the religious side of, making their music. So I didn't even realize that that's what All Around Me was about. So that's very
Mm-hmm.
cool to know.
Yeah.
Um, we've also talked loosely about religion a couple times.
Which
And
I think would be cool if we did like a show totally on that, if
yeah,
you wanted to.
I'm
It's a,
open to it. And see, like, just like politics, religion is a very touchy topic. Um,
yeah.
I mean, I grew up Catholic. I went to a Roman Catholic church growing up, baptized in a Roman Catholic church, communion in a Roman Catholic church and confirmation in a Roman Catholic church. And then I started going to a Christian church. And then I just haven't really gone to church in a really long time. And I've emphasized for myself, like, I do have a relationship with God. And I feel like you don't have to always go to church. You don't always have to read the Bible. You don't always have to pray to have your own specific relationship with God. And I know there's plenty of people out there that don't feel that way. They're like, no, you have to do this and this and this. And I'm like, ma'am, please don't do this to me right now. I'm not going to argue with you about this. It's not that I don't want to go to church. It's not that I don't want to read the Bible. It's not that I don't want to pray. I do those things periodically. I would say more of praying and, reading the Bible and stuff is more than going to church. But I don't know. My personal opinion is to have a relationship with God, you don't always have to do those things. I feel like, a lot of us grow up and we're forced to do it instead of trying to understand it and wanting to go ourselves, if that makes any sense. And yeah, I think it would be a really interesting episode to have on religion. So we can definitely do that at some point.
I love learning about religions. I love learning about people's faith and what they believe, what they don't believe, what they
For
agree
sure.
with, what they disagree with. I'm so interested in that and all religions too, not just like Christianity. Like I love hearing about. I met this when I was in college, this girl who was Jewish, and we just sat down at lunch one time and I talked about being Catholic and she talked about being Jewish, and it was so cool because there was so much she didn't know and so much I didn't know. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like this new appreciation that you get.
Yeah.
And it's all I wish it was something people could be more open and talk about, but I understand why, because sometimes it just gets a little
Well,
dicey. I don't know.
no, no, no. I definitely understand what you're saying, and I agree with you. Like, and that's why I said, like, just like politics, like religion is super touchy, and a lot of times it's for no reason. It gets really extreme, and then we go into all these arguments, and I'm like, why can't we just be grown, sit down, and talk about it? That doesn't mean we have to agree on everything. That's why, like, America is free. Um, Freedom of speech and all that yada 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 to a certain extent anymore, because I feel like,
I love freedom of speech.
yeah, well, I feel like that's slowly getting pulled away, but I digress. I digress. Um,
Yes.
but yeah, I wish we lived in a world where there was just love and kindness, and we can agree to disagree without flying off the handle and fighting and just starting fires that don't need to be started. Um, and I have a lot of respect for people who are very much like passionate about those conversations and very much passionate about their religion, passionate about politics. I have mad respect for that. But that doesn't mean you can stand there and just badger me or whoever about, like, for having a different opinion or following a specific religion that you don't. Some people are really hardcore about it. And that's where it gets sticky, because not only does it bleed into religion, it, like, well, obviously it bleeds into religion, but what I mean is that's where it could bleed into politics because of, like, all this other shit. So before we go down that rabbit hole, we'll definitely have to have an episode on all that, because yeah, like I said, it can bleed into politics too in a lot of ways, like church being separated from state or whatever it's called. I can't remember. I think what I said was right, but and then you have, like, all of these people that are like, I love Jesus, and they're like, don't get an abortion, and then it goes into, like, if you're pro-choice or pro-life, and so many things that it ultimately ends up bleeding into that I would love to discuss as calmly as possible. With you and me, I know we can do it. And it's not that I'm afraid
Yeah, for
of the
sure.
comments. It's really not that I'm afraid of the comments. It's just that I don't want it to turn into an argument with people. And it's not like we
Yeah.
have to reply to those comments, but I'm also like, dude, like this is my opinion, this is Ashley's opinion, this is what I practice, this is what I believe, this is what she practices and what she believes, and you have your own practice and beliefs, and that's fine, but don't get
Mhm.
passive aggressive about it and tell me I'm going to hell. God damn, that's aggressive. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go to heaven. I love Jesus. My gosh,
It's
don't do that to
aggressive.
me. I don't fucking like that.
Um, and I really hope I get to work on a music video of Lacey's one day. Um,
Lacey, you heard it here, girl. And
Lacey girl.
Ashley Ray.
Um, it's one of those things I feel like a lot of times I am at a loss for words about things because I don't know how to form the words.
Mm-hmm.
And with this album too, as I've been listening to it, I've been trying to find this like peace within myself where I take time to step back and really listen to my thoughts and try because I just sometimes can't form what I want to say, even if it's something I'm so passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of, in an odd way, feel that relation with this album. And I think it's really cool when you find an album or music or a book or a movie that's just very important to you and you feel like speaks to your soul. And yeah, so, and in some of the albums, you may not be able to see it. You might be able to see.
Oh my gosh. Ashley Ray.
So,
I'm so here for this. And that's why I said before, girl, like I think it's just really cool that you have this relationship with her. It's different in a good way. And from what you've told me about her, she seems like a very strong, kind, talented, amazing woman. And I love meeting people like that, being around people like that. So I love it. I'm so here for all these stories and such and how you feel about all of it.
I would love to be able to introduce you to her sometime. Um,
I would
yeah,
totally cry. That's my girl.
her I think Flyleaf's music in general came into my life at a very specific and important part where I really needed it. And so I think that's why the music had such an effect and I think that's another thing if you're talking about faith or it doesn't have to be faith specific, but whether it's depression or mental health, you're not always going to be like, wow, I'm saved and everything goes smooth move from there.
Right. It's a lot of
There's going to be, yeah, there's a lot of ups and downs in life. And I think that's what I always appreciated about Flyleaf and Lacey's music is it was showing like the good, the bad, the ugly,
work. Hmm.
and that I think was really important because even though I'm very happy and have like a nice life and things like that, there's things in my life where I'll just go very down and up and all over the place. And sometimes you just gotta scream, sometimes you just gotta cry, sometimes you have
Yeah.
to laugh. And um, so I'm grateful for Lacey's wisdom to me, the the big sister she's been to me. And I am so proud of her with this album and her husband Josh and um her her kids.
Why?
I'm 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 so proud of them and I can't wait to see what they do with it. And yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, dude, I would love to meet her one day. Yeah, we'll see. but I'd love to meet her one day. No, I just and see this is the one thing I really love about life is hearing people's stories, the relationships they have with people, the relationships they have with God and how God saved them and all that stuff. I think those are amazing moments to share with people, to connect with people. I love connecting with people. That's why I work cons a lot. And why I love to work cons a lot is I love meeting talent and just talking about whatever. I love meeting the fans
Mhm.
and talking to them about a bunch of different things because I've made a lot of friends through the con circuit and have grown different kinds of relationships with talent even too. And I just think it's a really beautiful thing about life. You don't know how much you can relate to somebody. You don't know how many things that you've personally gone through that thousands of other people have gone through as well. And I think those are really good relationships that you want to hold on to be able to like
Yeah.
find people that you can talk to that are willing to just support you with everything that they have and you're able to do the same back and you have no doubts and it's always just like every time you talk you never miss a beat, like all those little things. And those are just the kinds of things that I appreciate in life, about life. And
Mhm.
excuse me, my stuff was happening. Ooh, wish I didn't
Throat
have
going,
acid
wow.
reflux. Oh, wow. Um, so I really appreciate you sharing those small stories and your feelings about her and her music and just everything that you two have grown together as a friendship. So
Yeah.
I hope everybody else appreciates that. I love it. I love it. I'm here for it.
And I've met some wonderful people through the Flyleaf and Lacey fandom. I I am part of like this Facebook, like we I don't know the proper way to say it, but we like run the Lacey Sturm fan club. It's me, Trevor, Tyson. Is he did motivational speaking. He's going and he toured with Lacey. His band is going to be coming out with a music video soon, and
Has Lacey
maybe we can
ever
review that.
written a book or considered writing a book?
Yes, yeah, she wrote three, and her my favorite. The Return is such a good book. The mystery is The Return is about like her life.
Mm-hmm.
The mystery is um I think it's called The Mystery of Finding True Love in a World of Broken Lovers or something like that. And it has a lot to do with meeting her husband, which
The
which is such a
title.
sweet, and it's like I gotta think of how to word this properly. I think what she writes in that book is a type of relationship that everybody should strive for.
Mm-hmm.
And her and I have had discussions about um, relationships and love before. She really helped me through a hard time, something I was dealing with, a relationship, romantic, I would say. And
We're gonna have to talk
and
about that as a side because I feel like I know, but I could be completely wrong. And we're not going to talk about it on here. So I'm going to let you continue. But I just had to put in that we will discuss that after we are done.
yeah, so I think that is a wonderful. I mean, all of her books are great. I can't like,
Mhm.
and they're short reads. They're not super long. Um,
I'll have to look into
yeah,
those. I love that one title.
yes, I think I said it right. I don't know. Um,
Still, even if you
but
didn't, beautiful title. Holy shit, that should be a
yeah.
fucking movie. We might have to talk to Lacey sooner than we thought. Anywho, continue.
They're supposed to be doing a movie on her life. Um, I had talked to the director. I don't know what's new with that. I don't know. I haven't talked to them in a while. But I want to give a shout out to the people who help run the fan club. Trevor, Danelle, Vasha, Kristen, Acacia. They're like my little family in with Lacey. And I hope I didn't miss anyone. Oh my gosh, I feel like I missed someone, but I don't think I did.
Love,
But
love,
yeah, it's
love.
like this weird, beautiful community that has been brought in by Flyleaf and Lacey's music. Yeah, I actually might have some extra of her books. If so, I'll give them to you because
Please
I,
do. I've actually been on a reading kick.
oh no. This is gonna take a turn, isn't it?
It always does. I've been reading a lot of Wattpad.
Well,
Girl,
yeah,
fan fiction just hits different, okay? And some of
does.
these stories are way better than stuff I've seen on a shelf. No offense, but I'm being dead ass.
No, no, it's true. There's some I'm like, why was this not in the library?
Well, and then here's another thing too. I want to talk about Wattpad in another episode too, because
Yeah, all of our favorite fanfics.
real quick, how old were you when you started reading on Wattpad? Because I was in middle school and the first book I ever read on Wattpad was fucking After by Anna Todd. And
Oh,
I was 12 years old reading that. I should
yeah,
not have been reading it.
I was gonna say whatever the age was, too young, whatever the age was. I don't know what it was, but too young. Put it that way, too young.
Wild. The amount of like, y'all think 50 Shades of Grey is wild? No, no. Go on Wattpad and read the shit that people write. And I'm telling you, it is so much worse. But I like, and we've talked about how weird we are with sex. Girl, I'm sitting there reading like,
This is kind of related to that, but like also not. The other day I was looking at pictures of a tattoo
mm-hmm.
and I clicked on a picture and it took me to WikiFeet and I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
No, but I'm assuming it's like a foot fetish kind of website.
Okay, so I think so, but I don't know. But you can like rate celebrities' feats because I've heard about it, and there's a podcast that I watch, and this guy is like obsessed with it. He
Rate
says I'm like the king of it. Yeah, you can rate them. And I got really
celebrities'
scared.
feet.
I think it's just celebrities. I don't know, but I think so.
Wait. So celebrities post pictures of their feet?
No,
Or
I think people will like upload pictures of celebrities'
why do I want to look this
feet.
up now? Because I just want to verify because I don't want to look at people's
Yeah,
feet. Creep me the fuck out. I don't know what it is, but like feet, not for me. Sorry, that
they
was
would talk
a lot,
about it
but
on the Frenemies podcast, when Frenemies was a thing, Ethan Klein and Trisha Paytas, and he would
why did
talk
they
about it all the
stop?
time. He's actually banned from WikiFeet, Ethan, because he like I don't know the whole story how he did it, but he like I don't know, but I think that's like you go on and you rate feet. I don't know, but I got skilled.
The only reason why I would want to look it up is because I'm curious if it is like people posting pictures of celebrities' feet and then rating them. Like, do you get paid for that? Like, I'm so confused. I don't want to look at it because again, feet creep me out. I'm just curious as to the point of the website though. That I am very
I
curious about.
I think like
Weird.
I'll use
That's
Ethan Klein
crazy.
because he talks about it all the time. I think like if Ethan was on like streaming on YouTube or something and he
Mhm.
put his feet up, I could screenshot it and put it on WikiFeet, and then WikiFeet would like have to verify if it was him, if it was appropriate, stuff like that. And then I think people could like give him 5 stars or something for his feet, and I don't know. This is my knowledge from frenemies. And so yeah.
You will never ever catch me looking at pictures of feet. I know there's plenty of people that have foot fetishes, and then do you, but not me. I don't know what it is about feet. No,
Yeah, shout out for people who
no.
do pedicures
Yeah.
because
Okay. Also, really, other quick side question because this just popped in my head. Okay. Well, two technically. Have you
uh,
gotten a pedicure before?
um okay, so I've never had one like I've had it where they like I guess kind of like massage, but I know I've seen ones where they use like the scraper on your feet.
Bitch, my feet are so ticklish that I like it takes everything in me not to jerk my foot. My biggest fear when I get a pedicure is kicking the person in the face because my feet are so ticklish. And again, because I already hate feet, I don't know how people do it.
Yeah, I'm like embarrassed when I go to get a pedicure, which is very rare because I'm so embarrassed about it. Like I'm embarrassed like that they have to see my feet.
Mm-hmm. You feel
I'm
like they're
like
sitting there and they're
I'm
like,
sorry you have to see this.
I really honestly would not be shocked if they were sitting there and saying, oh, her feet are crusty. And like, listen, I
Yeah.
don't think my feet are that bad. Like, I've seen videos online of worse. Like,
Mhm.
it's just like my heels are dry, and I just need like a good, nice little scrub with that thingy that you were talking about, and just like shaping things up. Like, my feet are clean, my feet are fine. They just need sometimes a little bit of a scrubby scrub, and that's that. But the things that I've seen online of how some people's feet look, I'm like, how? Do you just not
Yeah.
wash your feet? I'm confused.
I don't know. Or maybe like they're just barefoot a lot. I
Listen,
don't
I'm
know.
all for like going outside and putting your feet in the grass and feeling grounded, but why do your feet end up the way they do then? Do you just not wash them? Like I'm
I don't
puzzled.
I don't know the answer to that because I always have socks on.
Mood. I always have like little slippers on. Or
Yeah,
like if I
yeah.
walk outside, I'm just like dee, 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 and like sandals or whatever, depending on where I'm going. And like I'm just going outside to throw trash out or something. And then yeah, but yeah, yeah.
I don't even know how we got to that,
I don't either. I cannot
but of
recall.
course we did.
When do I will say this until the end of time? When don't we sidetracked on the most random shit? We
Yeah,
always
but
do.
that's how my brain is. I don't know if it's like um the OCD or what. I don't think so. But it'll be like I'll be talking about something and then something else just pops up and
Mm-hmm. It's okay. It's okay.
it's a lot.
It's okay.
But yeah, stream Lacey's new album, do ASMR,
Yes,
watch some of
please
the
go listen
videos
to
that
it,
are
y'all.
out. Hopefully I'll get to work on a video soon, or oh my gosh, maybe I can act in one of her videos.
Period.
Period.
The moment you find
Um,
out, you just let me know, Chica.
okay. I'll do
Cause yeah.
I'll I'm down. I'm down.
Down. Down. Yeah, no, definitely go listen to the album, y'all. It's a really, really good album from what I've heard. Definitely worth the time. Moving on to Miss Nicki
What the
Minaj.
segue?
High heels on my tippies.
Don't think about it. I can't.
That's on my titties.
Hot me vitamins.
While I ride the dicky, I still got the juice, bitch, by a sippy. I will never slippy like a Mickey. Okay, listen.
Not
FTCU
icky.
is mine and Ashley's anthem. Every time I listen to it, I wish Ashley was in the passenger seat with me, which is often because it's on like top of my fucking playlist. And we actually have, I can't remember if we post if I posted the video on our Instagram or TikTok. I think it was Instagram, but you can see us bopping out to it. Ashley really gets into it. And I was
I
like,
really get into music when I bop out to it.
period.
I become
When
a
you
whole nother
your
person.
dance moves crack me up though. Like I have another video somewhere on my phone, and it was like from a random TikTok sound. And I was like, Ashley, she was getting down, like down low. And I was like, I'm telling you, Ashley, you are sneaky and spicy, and you don't understand.
It's like this force gets inside of me. I don't know what it is. And then I'm like, high heels on
On
my
my
tippy.
tippies.
Like I turn into a completely different person.
See now, okay, so with this album, it's Pink Friday 2. And let me tell you, my personal opinion, her best album is Pink Friday. I remember
Hands down.
when Pink Friday came out, and my parents got me the CD, and because I was like, oh, that's what I want for my birthday. Like, yeah. And they got it for me. Rah, rah, like a dungeon dragon.
Like a Dungeon Dragon.
And I remember, have you ever watched the movie This Is 40 with Leslie Mann, Melissa McCarthy, Paul Rudd, and Leslie Mann's daughters?
Might have. Is
Okay.
that song in it?
Yeah, Roman's Revenge. It is, and it's so funny. We'll have to watch that because honestly, the part that Melissa McCarthy is in, I live by I need to play her daughter in a movie. I feel like Melissa McCarthy and I, as
Would love
mother and
that.
daughter, would be fucking hilarious. And I want it to happen because when I was in college, I'm still trying to like see it, but a lot of people said that like I think it was more of the way I speak and my personality more than looks. But they were like, "Oh yeah, you remind me of Melissa McCarthy." Like I had a couple teachers tell me that, and I was like, "Huh?" I mean, like I'm funny, but I feel like Melissa kind
Funny,
of
but
tops
that's about
me.
it.
I feel like Melissa definitely tops me on the funny scale. I mean, I make myself laugh, and that's all I care about. So, I think I'm funny, but I digress.
I think I'm hilarious, which is one of my biggest downfalls.
No, actually, you are hilarious though. Like,
You.
no, Ashley, listen, I'm telling you, you are a sneaky, spicy little girl, and you. Well, not a little. You're not little, but like you're a sneaky, spicy girly pop.
I will
Okay,
take the little too.
girly pop. You are.
Really, Bob?
And it's out of nowhere too, which is the best part about having any kind of humor is when it's out of nowhere. So, darling, you are funny.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
See what I mean?
Nicki
See what I mean?
Minaj.
Do y'all see what I mean? Do y'all see what I mean? She's spicy.
I do get a little spicy sometimes. It's another thing that just comes out of nowhere. And then
Girl, that's
sometimes I'm
why I
like,
told you the other day that the moment you pop off on somebody, I better be in the fucking room because I'm telling you, I feel like you could rip somebody to shreds. And listen, I don't like being that way either. I like to be like kind-hearted, let that bullshit slide off my shoulder, whatever. But sometimes you get to a point with people and you're like, wrong bitch. Oh, we're being rude. Oh, it's so cool. Well, it's my fucking turn now, okay? I feel like you have that energy in you.
you know what I think? I think that I kind of like let that out through Nicki Minaj.
Period.
Like, if I'm like upset, period. If I'm like upset or, like I will listen to Nicki Minaj.
Hold on. I gotta find this one song real quick because I gotta know if you know it before we like dive a little bit deeper into her new album.
Is it
Um,
by Nicki Minaj?
it is by Nicki Minaj. It's like one of her like first tracks. Fuck, what is it called? Oh, itty bitty
Itty Bitty
piggy.
Piggy or
Yeah,
something? Yeah, I know that one.
give it up. It's me. I win and you lose. Yes, that is my verse.
So
Like
when
I
did
just
you
single-handedly annihilated. Sorry.
I love that. When did you first I remember so clearly where how I first learned of Nicki Minaj. Do you
Super bass.
remember?
Super bass.
No.
For me,
So,
it
okay.
was.
Oh, I thought you're saying
Oh, no. That was like the first time I heard Nicki Minaj. And then I just like went like a savage on the internet and was like looking up all of her stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Nicki.
so I remember I was in middle school and we were in a computer class and this girl started singing, I just had an epiphany. I need to go to Tiffany. And she just kept going. And this was like every day for a while. I would just hear, I just had an epiphany. I need to go to Tiffany's. And so I like heard this girl sing that verse from Five Star Chick um
Mm-hmm.
like every day in class for she would just pop up and be like,
You
And
do have to
so
remember
I
at the same rate that you are a few years older than me.
what's that?
I said you also do have to remember at the same rate you are a few years older than me. You don't look like it, but you are.
Thank you.
No, but you are a few years older than me, so this makes a lot of sense that my first song was like super bass, and her the first album that I heard was Pink Friday, and then
Yeah.
so on.
Well, so I went because I didn't know what she was singing where or anything. And because her and I weren't friends yet, we ended up becoming friends later on, but I was like super shy and I wanted to be like, what are you talking about? Like, because I liked it. So I literally went home, got on the computer and wrote, like, type in, I just had an epiphany. I need to go to Symphony. And that's when the Five Star Chick in like the music video and Nicki Minaj. And that is how I found Nicki Minaj.
Period.
Shout out to Essence in middle school computer class.
If you see a little itty bitty piggy in the market, I feel like I added too much to that, but if you
But
see a itty
or
bitty piggy
not
in the
Super Bass.
market.
Pink Friday was the first like album of hers that I had and listened to. I mostly just
Right.
before Pink Friday, I knew her more from collabing with other artists.
Yeah, for sure. She's collabed with so many people, dude. Like
Jason Derulo.
Jason Derulo. um, yeah, no, dude. Like, I don't know. There's so
Usher.
many different kinds of like. Sorry,
Usher.
Usher.
Ludacris.
Oh my gosh, baby, let me. I did it again, so I'm gonna let the beat rock. This is why I'm not a singer. I have my moments. Today is not one of them. Um, but no, like you always see like all of these artists, whether they're male or female or whatnot, that get compared to each other. Like, oh, who's better, Nicki Minaj or Beyonce? Oh, who's better, Megan Thee Stallion or Nicki Minaj or Cardi B and Nicki Minaj? And I'm like, can't they all just be like in their own lane because they have their own different kinds of like I'm trying to think of the word, but they're all different in their own perfect ways. Like, let them live, let them chill.
Well, that's
Why is
how
there
I think. Like,
beef?
I know, like Nicki, Cardi, Megan are all female rappers, but in a way, I feel like all their music is different.
It is very much different. Nicki has her own
Like
style. Cardi has her own style. Megan has her own style. I love all three of them for different reasons.
I'm not I don't know too much about Megan the Stallion. Um, I knew her from WAP with Cardi B.
That was the last song I would have thought you would have said. Does remember when there was a viral dance and like
I do. Yeah.
listen, I can do a split, but listen, the dance is fun, but I could never just whip my leg around. I'm too thick for that. But it looks like it's a fun dance.
Yeah.
Have you seen that TikTok dance? Wild.
Yep.
Wild.
Wild.
Wild. But it's so fun.
Oh, but you know what? The song that Nicki Minaj did, I know there was like controversy with it, but with Cardi B, the Motorsport,
Okay, listen, I love that song.
so good.
It is so good. There's so many. Why are there so many diss tracks? I don't understand. I mean, I'm here for them because that song, fire. Now, have I listened to Bigfoot? No, I haven't because I read enough about it to where I'm terrified to listen to it.
Now, is Bigfoot on the new Pink Friday album or is it separate?
I want to say it's a single. Here, hold on, because I have her album. That's what I was looking up before while you were talking. I was trying to find like the album. Okay, let me see here. It doesn't look like it's on Pink Friday too. I think it was just a single.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like it was just a single. I remember hearing like a small clip of a song where she was like whispering at the beginning of it, and I want to say that's what I think that's how it starts, Bigfoot. But dude, I if I remember correctly from what I've read, I think Megan did a diss track and then Nicki followed with a diss track, and people flipped. Barbs flipped. They were like, no, this is not a good diss track. Like, what the fuck was that? And that's also another reason I just didn't listen. There were so many reasons I didn't listen to it, but one of them was because I was like, I can't do it.
I get a little anxious with the Barbs, the Beehive, the Swifties. Like everybody's
Literally,
always fighting, and I'm just like, I don't know. And then
like,
people are like Nicki or Cardi, and I, I mean, I think out of all like the female rappers, I think Nicki is my favorite. But it's not. I mean, I like songs by other female artists. I
mm-hmm.
love Missy Elliott. I like Little Kim. Um,
There's so many
yeah, so
amazing, talented rappers and just singers in general in the industry for sure. I understand that we live in a world that not everybody's going to agree with each other. Not everybody is going to get along. Um, listen, it is not my beef. I don't like drama, but if I'm not involved in it, I'll read about
well,
it. Yeah,
and then there's
she's good with diss tracks until apparently Bigfoot was a ridiculous. And at some point, I need to listen to it to understand what was so bad about it. But damn, people were even the Barbs were ripping her apart. And I was like, this is wild. Like, what is this? Is like a frenzy. It's like she's never made a diss track before. Like, there was something different about the diss track between Megan and her. And it was so wild to read.
maybe because there was like, if I'm right, because I actually don't know the whole
There was
story
a lot
with
of personal
Megan.
stuff on both of their ends in their songs,
I was,
both of them.
yeah, yeah. And
And
I'm thinking the Bigfoot one, just like that, the
I think that
story with what happened to Megan and just everything in general was just a
yeah,
lot.
yeah.
So,
there's just a lot to it, period. And like I said, because I haven't listened to it and I need to like I in all honesty, like yes, I read stuff, but I didn't read too deeply into it because I was like, this is just crazy. That's why I just wanted to only loosely talk about it. Because I don't know how much you've read. I don't know if you've even listened to it. I feel like we should listen to it together and see like how we feel. But like, girl, I just this
I'm
world is
like looking
nuts.
at the lyrics right now, and I guess probably if I didn't know about the story, I'd just be like, oh, okay. Like I don't really think I'd think anything of it.
Let me
I don't know.
Bigfoot. Be quiet. Okay. Sigh. Okay, the first line itself. No.
Well, I never heard Megan's song Hiss. At least I don't think I did.
That was the one that she dissed for Nicki, right?
I think so, but I don't
Okay.
know. Does she say something about like I have no clue.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to listen to this because just reading the lyrics, I'm like, damn, Nicki. Like this diss track does not feel like motorsport or like I don't know. I'm trying to think of other ones off the top of my head. I'm just like kind of reeling from some of these lyrics that I'm reading right now. Girl, do you like you're a baddie, you have millions. I still love you. You're incredible. I love your music. Amen. Thank you, Lord. But this I'm not just saying this towards Nicki, but guys, everybody in this entire world, sometimes there's just boundaries you don't cross and certain things you just should not say. And within 1 minute, I read about 3 in this song that are just very much stepping over the line. Granted, again, I also need to find out what Megan's diss track was. It might have been Hiss. And I need to listen to that and see if it's, if it gave Nicki kind of like, not that she, I don't know how to phrase this. Not Nicki can do whatever she wants, period. It's not,
Period.
so she has a right to say and write whatever she wants. Nobody's going to tell her otherwise. It's Nicki fucking Minaj, period.
Nicki Minaj.
Just like, Megan can write and say whatever she wants to. It's a free fucking country. But again, like, ladies, gentlemen, everybody, there are certain boundaries you should not cross and certain things you should not say, especially when it pertains to people's personal life, because there's certain things that could be very traumatic in someone's life, and you bringing it up does not make it any better for them. Now, you can sit there and say, I don't give a fuck about her feelings. I don't give a fuck what happened to her. But what if it happened to you? Then it's a different story, right? So that's why it's just like, I get it. But you gotta think and remember, is it worth it? What is it? What could come out of this that's positive and not negative? Because from everything I've seen pertaining to Bigfoot, it's been a very, 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 very negative experience. And to see even like hardcore Barb's fans like telling her like, what the fuck was that? And with the amount of diss tracks that she's already come out with, and nobody really said anything about it, any of those except for this one. So it makes me wonder what like snapped in Nicki's head from Megan's diss track to say what she said. Because again, within a minute, I found 3 things that I'm like, girl, you brought up her trauma and then like talked to like the first line. If somebody wrote that about my mom, I would flip. And like, listen, like, I just want to make it clear, like, I still love Nicki. Do you, sis? You got more fucking money than me. You could probably ruin my life. But babe, you are better than this. Like, it's so wild. But hey, like I said, I gotta find out what Megan's was and read that. Cause like,
Yeah,
not to justify Nicki's comeback diss track, but I don't know. Again, like I'm very much just somebody that's like, we don't have to like each other. Hell, you don't even have to respect me, to be honest. Um, I mean, respect is respect, though. I don't know. Like, it's hard because I don't know. I'm just very much like the middleman in a lot of ways. Like, I don't want the drama. I don't want the bullshit. Whatever. And that just is for my regular daily life. I just feel like, to be honest, if you put Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, and Nicki Minaj in a room, there's only one of two ways that is going to go. They're literally going to fucking kill each other, or they'll be like, I don't like you. I don't like you. I don't like you, but I respect you. They all have made their mark in this industry. They're all powerful, incredible fucking women, and they're bad bitches. And that's just it. I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling and I don't know what I'm saying. And I think I'm going to just let you speak now because I don't want to dig myself a hole. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting anxiety now, but anywho.
I'm thinking that a lot from what I'm reading. Okay. I think I understand kind of what the beef is about. And I think it all started on Twitter, if I'm right.
It always fucking starts on Twitter.
I haven't used Twitter in a long time because, yeah,
Twitter is a fucking frenzy, I swear.
Yeah, Twitter scares me. But yeah, I feel like it's a thing. It seems like female rappers, they always like get into beef. And I know male rappers do too, but I don't think it's quite to the extent that the female rappers do, if that makes sense.
I feel like the biggest like ones would be like Eminem and Machine Gun Kelly.
Which, by the way, why did Machine Gun Kelly come for Eminem?
I don't know why anybody would fucking come for Eminem.
Yeah,
that man is the king of diss tracks, in my opinion. The king of diss tracks, in my opinion. I fucking love that guy. It's fucking Eminem. But Machine Gun Kelly, he also tried to beef with fucking Corey Taylor from Slipknot. So I mean, whatever. He's like the last. Corey Taylor seems like the last person anybody would beef with. And I'm not just saying that because like, oh, he's like raw. No, it's like Corey Taylor's just like from what I've seen and heard, it seems like he's just like cool as fuck and like doesn't care in a sense of like, why are you diss tracking me? Like, go fuck yourself, whatever. I don't know. Like those are that's when I know Christina Aguilera and Eminem like fucking.
Oh like, yeah. I remember that. Yeah. Mariah Carey and Eminem.
Eminem does beef with almost everybody.
Me, boy, I wanna know.
Lying that you sexted me when everybody knows. So like, listen, it's like men beef with women beef with women, men beef with men. Everybody can have their own beef in time. And again, that's why I said like it's not just Nicki. Like I've heard other diss tracks from other people that I'm like, whoa, like respectfully, I like, I respect your work, I love your work, but also that was too much. And that's why like I feel like understanding boundaries, knowing boundaries, respecting boundaries, like that's just like common sense basic shit. And I get like sometimes like people step out of line and you're like, oh, so you're gonna step out of line. Okay. So am I. It happens. Nobody's perfect.
Sidetrack from Nicki Minaj. Eminem in one of his older songs says something about Michael Jackson. And I saw an interview with Michael Jackson where this reporter asked him about it. And Michael Jackson was like, it's so sad because I'm a fan of him, or like something like that. And I mean, and I think rap seems to be one of the like biggest, I love rap music. But it seems to be the one where like diss tracks and stuff are really big. Like I don't think there's too many in like other genres. Maybe like I feel like Ronnie Radke has maybe done some stuff where,
Mhm.
but so it is interesting, but it's funny because when I would hear Nicki's before, I feel like in Barbie Dreams, it didn't seem like anybody like got really upset about it.
Yeah.
But this situation, it does seem like people are upset. And I don't know where it originated with, but I know each of them said something about each other's family members, and so I think that's where it
Yeah.
gets a little.
And like, but that's what I mean. So like I'm not trying to justify on either side of it. I mean, call me devil's advocate, whatever the fuck you want, but I don't know. I just feel like as I don't know, maybe this is cheesy and everybody's gonna be like, Bryn, shut the fuck up. But like in all honesty, in all seriousness, like we as women have dealt with so much fucking bullshit for centuries, like fighting for the fucking right to do what we want with our body and voting and whatever else you can possibly think of. And I just feel like, instead of diss tracking each other, like it's like I thought somebody was calling me for some reason. I still have just my shit pulled up. Sorry. Um and yeah, instead of diss tracking each other, it's like, hey, like I may not like you, you may not like me, but like I said, like each one of those women have their own fucking stamp in the industry, in the music industry. And nobody can take that away from any of them. That doesn't mean you have to like them. That doesn't mean you honestly even have to respect them. But like, I don't know. I feel like I'd rather have respect from people. Like, I don't give a fuck if you don't like me, but I respect you, you respect me. I feel like that's just a different level.
Mhm.
Not I'm not saying these women don't have respect for each other, even because I mean shit. I think about when Cardi B and not Megan, sorry, Cardi B and Nicki Minaj had really, really big beef. And
Mhm.
I think they've gotten to a point where they may still not like each other, but they respect each other.
Mhm.
And so I don't know. That's what I mean. That's why I was like, I feel like I'm rambling. I'm going to shut up. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe all right, this is the last time I'm going to try to repeat myself to make my damn point because I'm annoying myself at this point. um yeah, I just Megan must have said something that pissed Nikki off, and Nikki was like, all right, bitch, let's fire back. And she did that. And I'm like, oh Lord, give me
Yeah.
strength. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say. I still love Nikki, still love Megan, still love Cardi, still love people like Eminem. I love all of these people for different reasons. Their beef is not mine. So I'm just saying my opinion and let it be that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure, there's always a, story that no one knows involved in all of these things. So
Yeah. Uh
probably
yeah, so I mean, what have you listened to all of Pink Friday too?
Yes, I have a few. Okay. I'm scared I'm gonna I like the first Pink Friday better. I
Fair
do
enough.
like I do like this album because I think it brought some of that back and like the funness and the Nicki Minaj link, like the the Barbie, the Harajuku vibe type thing.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, there's some songs, and I sometimes do this with albums where I like will listen through and I'll pick my favorite ones and then just listen to those over and over and then
Hmm.
eventually start listening to the other ones.
Same.
Um, but yeah, so I like the Everybody, I think it's Pink Friday Girls, Super Freak.
Hmm.
Um,
I like Are You Gone Already with like I think that's the one that Billie Eilish collabed with her on. I'm gonna turn it down low so I can verify because I want to be able to post this video. Yeah, it is. I want to say if I'm correct, I could be wrong. I think that song is about her dad. Um,
oh, oh,
I
oh,
I
oh.
think because her dad, I'm pretty sure her dad passed away. I think that song is about her father, and I
You
don't
might
know.
be right. For some reason, I thought it was about her grandpa, but you might be right.
I can't remember. I'd have to look deeper into it again. But I think that song is about her father. I really, really liked that song, and actually, I got a little emotional listening to it. And then FTCU, I vibe with that song, and that's
Of
our
course.
anthem at this point. That is
Yeah,
our anthem. And if I ever met Nikki in person, I would really, 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 really love to vibe with that song.
vibe.
I want her to serenade me, and I'll just sit there and be like, "Oh my god, oh my gosh, high heels, oh my dimmies."
Still think about
Just sitting there crying as she's like
hmm
punching me in the face with the song.
I I've heard she's really good with her fans and really nice, but I
I've heard
think
that
I
too.
would be like I think I would be terrified to meet her.
Why?
I don't know. Like she just seems like Madonna too. I love Madonna,
Yeah.
but I would be terrified to meet her. I don't that's what I mean. Like I was like, oh, I would fangirl over Madonna. Like I actually don't think so. I think I would be like, who
Well,
are you?
one day, we're both going to meet them and we might shit our pants, but that's fine.
Right.
It's fine.
Um, yeah, I think I would be like, oh my gosh, what if I say the wrong thing to Madonna? What if I say the wrong thing to Nicki? Like,
Me. I'm like, oh boy. I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Um, yeah, no. I think we'd be good. I think we'd be fine. Be like, hi, Miss Nikki. You're the baddest.
I mean, Nicki, I think will like every song that she collabs or that someone features her on, her
Mhm.
part is the
Slaps.
what's that?
Slaps.
Yes, yeah, it slaps. And it makes the song Monster. Kanye West's
I was
Monster.
literally just thinking about that because I remember when that song came out and that's all I wanted to listen to. And I'm like, yeah, forget about the rest of the song. Just go to Nikki's part, please and thank you.
Yes, you
And
just
I'm like,
fast forward through it. Hmm.
I'm a
Yeah.
motherfucking monster. Yes.
Kanye even said that. He was like, I knew that when I put her on there, he was like, I almost didn't, he said something along the lines of, I almost didn't want to put her on it because once I heard it, it was just that it's,
Period.
well,
So
yeah, it gets weird. It gets weird with Hollywood, but even like Nicki Minaj, like she has gone against the, and I mean this in a positive way. she has gone against like typical Hollywood things, and she's like, nope, I'm gonna do my own thing.
Fuck yeah,
And
she has.
I that's one of the things I love about her is she does what she wants to do.
Exactly.
And even if I don't agree with everything that she does artistically or lyrically, I don't even
Mm-hmm.
know if that's a word. Um,
Artistically.
lyrically.
Oh, we get your point.
I appreciate that she's, willing. But any song she is featured on is just
Chef's kiss, absolutely.
yes.
So to wrap this up, though, what are your final thoughts on Pink Friday 2? I personally think pretty good album. I think Pink Friday still for the win. OG, fucking baller. Love that album. Blah, blah, blah. Could not finish my statement there for a second. I enjoyed this album though. I did. I did.
Yeah, it's a great album for the car. Well, I play like
For the car.
I do Spotify. I just go
Gotta
to Nicki
ride. They
Minaj and
really
shuffle all
streaming
the
the
songs.
music. Sorry.
Ooh, ooh.
You said Spotify. It's in that song. Sorry. Continue. My apologies.
No, but I just shuffle Nicki Minaj, and that gets me through my. Because sometimes when you're alone in the car and you don't want to think, but you turn on Nicki Minaj because it makes you happy.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's on period.
Period, Nicki. Period.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us in another episode. If that's even how I want to phrase it. Like I don't okay, listen. I'm still trying to figure out like just life in general. Okay. Thank you for watching. That's better. That's better. There we go. I'm doing too much today, apparently. Um us sidetracking should not shock you anymore because that's all we do is sidetrack. The day that we stay fully on topic will probably be never. And that's okay because that's what makes it more entertaining. All right.
Go ahead.
You're good.
Until next time.
Until next time, my loves, make sure you like, comment, and share. And please,
Like a dungeon dragon.
please don't butcher my British accent. Okay.
Roman.
I'm trying my best. I actually need to work on it for an audition, so don't kill
Mad, I
me.
tell you, mad. You
Sorry,
and that boy Slim Shady. What's going on?
they'll lock you away.
They'll put you in a jail cell.
I promise. Take your mother's warning, Roman, please. Back
Back
to
to bed.
run along. Let's go.
Let's go.
Wash your mouth out with soap, boys. And there it is.
Oi, 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 oi.
Be sure to like, comment, and share. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will see you next week. Mwah. Goodbye, my angels.
Goodbye, my angel.